chronic illness. Hi, I'm Claudia, and this is our second Kicking It with Claudia episode where we're going to be collaborating with Maggie and Ellie's. So let's go in and see what they're all about. So we're here with Barb and Stacy Disterhoff, and they are the founders of Maggie and Ellie's, this awesome pottery studio that we're in today.
Wait a minute, who's Maggie and Ellie?
Maggie and Ellie are our dogs. We named the studio after our dogs. One is my dog, and one is not her dog, but my other daughter's dog.
OMG, that is so cool. Oh my god, look, they're so cute. Chef's kiss. Ugh, yes. Okay, bye.
We've been open since 2016. We opened May 30th, May 31st, 2016.
May 31st, 2016.
So we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary during the pandemic. It's been difficult, but we love it. We have a great little business here, and we really feel like we provide something to our community for both families and adults alike.
So Stacy, what is your guys' kind of history and your highlights of your studio? Like, where'd you begin, and then where are your favorite parts of this amazing place?
Okay, so our history really was a couple years ago. My mom was working for the Cleveland Ronald McDonald House, and had always been kind of thinking about, I want to open my own business. I want to work for myself, but that was sort of like, well, where are we going to go from there? My mom and I, and my sister Nicole, Ellie's mom, we used to go and paint pottery at places like this, and we always have a really good time. And my mom was at one of those places with a good friend of hers, and she kind of said, you know what, there's something to this. Like, if I had a place like this, I would do it a little differently. And that was really the start of Maggie and Ellie's. Was we used to like to go to places like this. We wanted one near our home, and we wanted to have something that, like my mom said before, kind of encapsulated our personalities. We wanted it to be really cute. We wanted it to look more like a boutique than an art studio.
So with the pandemic, obviously we know that a lot has changed. Businesses have been shut down, then reopened. It's been a wild ride. So how did you recover from that period of closing, and then now staying open to students, teachers, other people, your loyal customer base, the community around you? Like, how are you keeping your space safe?
We were ready. We still stayed on social media. We let people know we were here. And then we started slowly coming back with to-go kits. Rather than bring people in, we put together canvas kits and pottery kits for people to take and do in their home. Like the canvas, we had everything ready for people, including instructions. Pottery, we pre-selected pieces, pre-selected colors. People could take things home and then drop them back off here to have them fired. And then we slowly transitioned into having more open studio hours. And that was scary. It was really, really scary. We all feel much more comfortable about it now. But what we do is we try to put people at every other table. Families that are together obviously can sit at the same table. We do keep a lot of Lysol on hand. It's right there. When people are working at their table, we tell them to leave everything there. And when they leave, we actually Lysol everything that they've touched. So we're hoping that we're creating it can't be 100% sterile, but we're doing our hardest to make sure that we're keeping everything neat and clean.
And with everything is so hands-on, so I can expect how difficult it can be.
It was hard to try to figure out what to do.
Totally. So hearing all of your guys' and everything you put in and to make things healthy and clean, it's amazing. It's truly awesome.
Thank you.
We are very, very lucky that our community has really embraced us, and they are many of our customers have become close friends. And I do think that has certainly played a role in people feeling safe to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are very much members of the community. We know most of our customers. We know about their lives. They know about our lives. So that whole coming back in, I think because our customers do know us, they weren't quite as afraid to come in because they knew that we were going to take care of them, that we were going to do everything in our power to provide a clean, safe environment.
Hi everyone, so you may be wondering why during this entire interview I look like this. Let me tell you, it wasn't an excuse to dress up crappily. It was because we are about to do a craft. And when it comes to mean crafts, I splash paint all over myself and it just does not end up well. So let me tell you, we're doing the Sip and Paint event, which is a collaboration with the Kicking It with Claudia episode at Maggie and Ellie's Pottery Studio. And this is my lovely Carly Barnett. She is our After Dark chair here at the Campus Activities Board. So Carly, how do students sign up for this event?
Yeah, so the link to sign up is going to be a Google form. You can find that in our Instagram bio and also on our website. So you're just going to go on there, fill out all of the fields, and then we will email you the details for pickup, and you just will come get your kit. It'll be an outside pickup, so everyth's going to be COVID-19 safe, and then you will just follow along with Claudia's video whenever you get the time. So this is really, besides the pickup, it's do it on your own time, do the project when you have a chance, and we'll be excited to see what you create. If you take your project when you're done and post a picture of it on your Instagram story and tag at CSU Cab, we will enter you to win a $60 Spotify gift card. So we'll be doing that drawing, and entries will be accepted until October 2nd, and then we'll film that drawing, and I'm gonna put everyone's username down in a bucket, and I'll take them out, and you'll be able to see who wins. So wish you luck and hope to see you at pickup.
All right, so we are going to make this board sign, and I picked one quote that I kind of thought was really relevant for now. Be the change you wish to see in the world by Gandhi. So everybody is going to get a kit, and in their kit, they're going to have the following items. They're going to have, this is a 12 by 12 board, and it has 2 holes in it, so my guess is you would want that to be the top of your board. You have your stencil that says to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And you're going to have 2 bags. One has paints, and the other is going to have your foam brush and some makeup dabbers. And this is just a little bit of a clear glue, and you'll see why we use that in a little bit. So all these items are going to be provided. You probably are going to want to have a pair of scissors handy just in case. And you're also going to need something to smooth your stencil out with. And I recommend, today we are going to use, these are just like paint scrapers. We're going to use those in studio, but you can use a credit card, you can use a gift card, just something that will allow you to smooth something out. So have something like that ready. I'm going to put this back over here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to paint our board. We pre-did all of these colors, so in your bag you're going to have a lot of black, a lot of white, and a lot of brown. This doesn't look like a lot of brown. And then you're gonna have your other, main colors. Personally, I mean, you can do your board any way you want, but these are pretty much the most popular colors that people will use when they're painting the board. And then you can use other colors to actually do your stencil. So you guys can take out your, get your board ready, get your stencil away. You don't want to we're not using that yet. So we're really just going to be painting our board. So maybe go through your bag, pick whatever color it is that you want to paint your board. I can show you a little technique where you can use more than one color if you want it maybe to have a little bit of like a distressed look. So whatever it is that you want. I think I'm going to paint the board white. For painting your board, I highly recommend doing it in one direction.
Oh, I already messed up.
And I apologize because I wasn't ready here. So I would go from one end to the other, because you're going to kind of want this to look, the type of boards that we use is called an MDF board, but it can really look like, a regular piece of wood with the, like the veins and everything in it. So whatever color you use, black, if you do black, it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to do white, so you're just going to go from one end to the other with your foam brush. You only get one foam brush, so treat it well. You can wash it if you need to use it for something else. The makeup sponges are going to be used for doing your the colors with your stencil, and also for using a little bit of glue. But this is going to be your main brush to paint your board with. Everybody, so after you're done painting your board, you're going to want to give it a good 10-15 minutes to dry before you put your stencil on. You really want to be able to touch it, and you don't want any paint to get on your hand. Because if your stencil is wet, or if your board is wet and you put a stencil on top of it, guess what's going to happen when you pull your stencil off? You're going to pull the paint off. So you want to make sure it's dry. So we're going to kind of put this aside for a minute. And now is when you're going to use your gift card or your credit card, or if you do happen to have one of these things, you'll use one of these. You're going to take your stencil, and I'm going to talk very quickly about the stencil process. There's actually 3 layers on here. There's the white piece on the back that has like the checkerboard on it. So that's your back layer. The actual blue stencil is in the middle, and then on top of the blue stencil is a clear piece. It's called transfer tape. And the transfer tape just keeps all these little pieces together as you're transferring it onto your board. So the first thing you're going to do, I always put my stencil down, blue side down, and I want to make sure that all those little pieces are going to stick to that transfer tape. So I kind of do this, and then after I've done that, decide which way you want. Oh, when you painted your board, you guys have holes in the top of yours for hanging. Mine doesn't have the holes in it, but I'm going to put my thing on this way. I could possibly do it this way. I mean, look at it and figure out what you want to do, but I think I'm going to put it this way. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to peel that white layer off of the back very carefully. When you're pulling this off, you do not want any blue to come off. You want all the blue to stay there. When you pull this piece off, You want it, see how right now I'm kind of pulling some of this stencil material up? We don't want that. So I just kind of go like that and push it back down. There's a little piece of blue stencil material here. I don't want it there, so I'll push that back down because those are like the middles of your letters. So you're going to take it off. My D, the middle of the D wants to come out. It's really not hard, but so now we have our stencil and you can actually see right through it. So you are going to line it up on your board. Be careful when you're putting it on your board because once it sticks, it's pretty much going to want to stay there. So you might want to kind of eyeball it before you actually have it touch a lot. I mean, it can touch a little bit, but make sure the whole design is on your board. These are pretty much, this is a 12 by 12 board, and I made this stencil really as big as I could so you can see it. So now I have it down, and again, you're going to use your credit card or you're going to use, you know, your flat piece to get your stencil. Your blue stencil is going to, you want it as flat as you can on your board. Because you really don't want any air holes in it. So I think that's pretty good. Now you're going to take that transfer tape and you're going to pull it off. That clear piece of transfer tape. And again, we don't want any blue to come off with it. The clear glue is going to be actually your top, it's going to be like your first coat of paint. Because what this is going to do, it's going to act as that first coat, and if anything's going to leak under that stencil, it's going to be this glue and it'll dry clear. So you'd rather have the glue leak underneath your stencil than have your paint leak underneath it, and then it'll look stained. So now, you know, you can pick whatever colors you want to use. I think I'm just going to be super boring. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. As I say, you can cut these into smaller pieces. That way you have more than, you know, one. I mean, if you want to do a whole rainbow effect, you can. If you want to do every word a different color, you can. But, so we're going to start now, and we're going to do our stencil. So again, we're going to take our little makeup sponges. We're going to use that flat end again. I cut mine in half just so there were more of them that I could choose from. So you're going to put your paint in it and then grab one of these things and kind of dab away so you don't have big clumps of paint on here. And if you thought your hand was tired from putting the glue on, you're really going to hate this. You're going to want to do coats of paint. You don't want a ton of paint on it. You want to dab, dab, dab. And you're going to do at least 2 coats. You don't want to just take it and glob a whole lot of paint on it because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, it won't dry, and 2, the more paint that you have on there, when you pull your stencil off, you run the risk of just pulling all the paint off with it.
Megan, what are you doing?
I'm dabbing.
Oh.
Dab, dab, dab. Dab, 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 dab.
What's in the vein? The grape being accentuated. But
Pulling your stencil off. The paint is still a little bit wet, and that's fine. So now I put a little bit of the silver on just to give it a little bit of a sheen. But now I'm going to pull my stencil off.
alrighty, so after that tutorial, you should have something that looks sort of similar to these, but it's totally up to you and your creative talent and whatever you want to create. Carly, anything to add?
So just don't forget to sign up because we only have 60 available. So the first 60 students to sign up will get directions to pick up their kit, and we want to see your finished product. So repost on Instagram and make sure to tag CSU Cab on your Instagram story, and we'll enter you to win, and we'll enter you for a raffle to win a $60 Spotify gift card.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Again, follow us on our main Instagram, CSU Cab, and look up our TikTok as well because we post some fun things on there. But anyway, we'll see you in the next one.